Guess what? Christine Brown's upcoming book is set to release on September 2nd. And although some people in my comments each day remain somewhat doubtful about what she'll reveal in the book and whether she'll actually go in depth and share all the gritty truth, what I can say is that from the excerpt she just read aloud, or the quote from the back of her book that she posted on Instagram, it shows Christine Brown is now breaking down, deconstructing, recognizing that the things she once said on the show were rooted in conditioning she received, indoctrination, and that she was raised from childhood to never be a nuisance, to be pleasant, and to go along with everything. Here's the full video. Let's begin. The camera also exposes things. I noticed the strange face I make when I'm startled. I thought my clothes were unattractive and realized I'd spent years repeating, "It's fine. It's fine because I'm mad but can't find the words. It's fine because explaining takes too much effort. It's fine though I might be trying hard to keep the family intact while feeling swamped. It's fine because I was raised to be that way, quiet, agreeable, not troublesome." I'm sure I descend from a long line of women who said, "It's fine." The show helped me see it wasn't, and maybe made me realize my ancestors also understood. Strong women, each one. Wow, that was powerful. Well done. The truth about the Brown family is that there's really just one person, Christine, who has the most significant connection to polygamy. Her family lineage includes both sides. No other person in this family, not even Mary or Robin, had that kind of deep polygamous ancestry. Robin's parents, her biological parents, were converts from the LDS Church. They were not born into polygamy. So Robin and her siblings were the first generation. Mary's father joined the faith when she was 5 years old, so he was also not born into it. Christine's family has the oldest lineage within the system. That lineage basically created a preset plan for how Christine's life would unfold. Many followers of the faith began leaving in the 80s and 90s when troubling information emerged about the church they belonged to, called the Apostolic United Brethren. That mass departure opened the door for others. Christine's mother, Annie, was one of those who left, along with her Aunt Kristen Decker and several other aunts and uncles. Christine remained committed to the faith because of her upbringing and because her father Rex was the son of the slain prophet Rulon Allred. But Christine's polygamy roots don't stop with her dad's side. Rex, her mom's side, Annie, was a Liberan. Annie's mother Anna and grandfather Florin came from the Liberan line. Florin was a sibling of Joel, who led the Mexico-based sect, and Irv's brother. Florin abandoned his wives, and that's how Anna ended up being taken in by Owen Allred and became his wife. Owen being Rulon Allred's brother and Christine's great uncle. So Christine's maternal grandma married, in quotes, her great uncle Owen. Christine is very deeply embedded in the system, so leaving for her is not the same as it is for the others. Mary had a life outside the faith for roughly 5 years. Also, though Mary says her father had many wives, a lot of those women eventually left, and he wasn't as accomplished as portrayed. For Christine, the Allred name is synonymous with polygamy, so when she exits, it's different. Different because she lacks perspective beyond that world, except for her relatives who left. And people who do leave are taught from childhood that those folks are evil and destined for hell. They are better off gone, and you should avoid them. That's the doctrine. Christine was fully devoted. So, I don't expect her book to focus on gossip about Kody and Robin. I think it will be more about her childhood and the realization that her entire life was built on lies. In some ways, I expect her memoir will echo what Jill and Jinger Duggar experienced. That act of unlearning what they were taught and realizing, this isn't my truth, and searching for what is. Christine's faith isn't like Jill's or Jinger's, but the theme is similar. Leaving polygamy isn't as easy as saying, I don't believe this, so I'll go. It's not just, Kody didn't give me what I want, so I'll bounce. There's an entire structure in place meant to keep her trapped, make her feel bad if she goes. When she finally leaves and becomes outspoken about the system not working, as she's now doing, she becomes a target for her own relatives and former church members. Christine has admitted that reactions from her family or former congregation vary. Some refuse to speak to her. They cut her off and see her as a traitor. Others have embraced her and are open to dialogue. That's fairly standard, even though church teachings urge believers not to interact with ex-members. By authoring this book, Christine has effectively branded herself an apostate, and we cannot overlook the deep emotional and mental toll that label brings. Apostates bear the full fury of the cult. I've seen it firsthand. One member of my channel, Ellen, grew up in the group, and I've watched what she's endured from her community. Even other apostates judge her. Leaving is far from easy. On television, things might seem tidy and clean, but I would imagine behind the scenes, it's involved a lot of crying, a lot of arguing, a lot of conflict, a mountain of anger about her past, feelings of grief, frustration. Ultimately, I think the book will be about more than what the cameras revealed. It's about her departure. Many books already exist on polygamy that offer good insights. Kristen Decker, who's part of the same group, wrote one. Kristen's brother Jay also wrote a book from the male perspective. His story is unique because it explains how confusing and damaging it is for men to realize everything was a lie. He even explores how the inherent narcissism in men within the system creates a scenario where they never have to face consequences. And for the average man, this can be shattering. If you're not born narcissistic, but expected to act like an alpha male, that's a crushing standard. I'm not saying her memoir will meet every fan's demands, because there's this expectation with reality stars that they must bear it all and give us every juicy detail. But truthfully, we're not owed everything. I think the key takeaway is that this is a major move for Christine because it categorizes her as an apostate, which is monumental. And she now has the chance to become a beacon for other women still mentally stuck in that world, and possibly show them an exit path. She had certain privileges, fame, money, that made leaving easier. But she might give others the bravery to go. That alone is more than enough, in my view. I don't think the family will ever fully meet my expectations because they're not me. But the best thing they can do is confess that what they lived was a fraud. We'll see if she reflects on how her past actions might have hurt people, inside or outside the group, and whether she acknowledges their pain. I don't know if she'll go there. Some ex-members want her to, but everyone's journey is different. Finally, to wrap up this video, Kody Brown did a cameo video recently. In it, he gave a tip to a couple buying their first house. But aside from that, he made a comment about home decor that I believe was his way of justifying how he and Robin financially exploited the others. Say as much as you can. Even if Alex doesn't care or Maddie doesn't care, I'd encourage doing the house design together. Furniture, layout, everything. Don't let it be yours or theirs. Make it ours. I know that sounds odd, especially to men who are like, please don't make me decorate. But you should be involved, because that, I believe, builds emotional closeness. Like, emotional intimacy for a husband and wife comes from these small decisions you do jointly. So that's my advice for new homeowners. Sort it all out together. That helps build compromise. One person may want this, the other wants that. It teaches how to negotiate. Decorating and picking furniture is a simple method to learn that and deepen emotional closeness in the relationship. Okay, cool. Honestly, the absolute last person I'd take marriage or home advice from is Kody Brown. He's never stayed in one place longer than 5 or 6 years. He moves constantly, never builds real equity. He's even had foreclosures. And now, yes, he's got a $2 million house and big mortgage. But I've seen over the years that the home he shares with Robin is far more furnished than any of the others. I believe he justifies the spending by saying decorating together builds intimacy and teaches compromise. It's odd that he talks about his marriages like business deals. You negotiate with a wife. It makes the relationship seem transactional. Then he says picking furniture builds closeness. All I could picture was how he and Robin filled their house with extravagant items, unlike everyone else. To me, it's an excuse. I don't believe shopping for a couch with my husband has brought us closer. Sometimes it's just stressful. Luckily, my husband and I agree on our taste, but we're not huge on decorating. Either way, I think Kody's words are just spin, an excuse to justify what they've taken. I really want to know how much child support Christine receives. What amount is Kody behind on? That's something I hope Christine covers in her book, because one of the clearest signs that she had truly deconstructed from their faith was when she decided to take Kody to court for custody and support. Under that system, women never do that. It's forbidden. They're told to resolve everything through the church. So, when Christine went to court in September 2024, I knew she had broken free. None of the other women have done that. Don't miss the next headline. Like, subscribe, and turn on that notification bell.